Oversight. Naturally, I was next for interrogation. The lobby seats were uncomfortable anyways, leather armchairs to give the illusion that they wanted you there from looking at it, but in actuality it was meant to increase the tension so that you would do whatever they wanted you to do. A negotiation tactic, they called it. Officially. But in reality, it was a minor form of torture. I expected nothing less from a multi-trillion-dollar corporation. As I entered the meeting room, the sunlight hurt my eyes. This was one of the few rooms in the entire building that has windows. That, and I'm used to dark rooms with bright screens so that you can see clearly if anything's off in the designs. Sharp eyes and sharp wits means bifocals and copious amounts of caffeine, but I knew what I signed up for. I sat down on the opposite side of the table from the three people who would be questioning me. I smiled slightly as I chuckled to myself because I only expected to. Janice, head of HR, a portly woman with years of experience in dealing with the corporate ladder that almost justifies the sour look she always wears, but I always asked her how her day was, so she didn't mind my presence. And Sydney, head of public relations, a young woman with a master's degree in communications specializing in conglomerate public perception and tactics. Apparently she graduated at 20 and they scooped her up right out of college. A prodigy in bullshitting. Sharp as a tack, sweet, and holding a naivete that age would only fix. She looks stressed. I can only imagine the cavalcade of bullshit she's dealing with currently. The surprise was the third person sitting there. Jeffrey Brighton, owner and CEO of Supernova International. As I sat up in the seat and adjusted my pocket, Janice spoke without looking up from the tablet she was writing on. "It's good to see you, Marcus," she said. "Given the circumstances," I replied, while glancing down at what she was writing. All I could see was a list and the word questionable written next to a name. The soft scratching on the tablet mixed with the intense natural light was already giving me a headache. "Of course, given the circumstances, absolutely tragic." "Could have been worse," I said, nodding towards Jeffrey, who looked bored to death and hadn't looked up from his phone this entire time. "Yes," said Janice. "I suppose it could have been, but luckily it wasn't." I nodded. Not in approval, but in acknowledgement of what she said. She continued. "I'm sure you know this is just formality. You are not being reprimanded or nor disciplined. This is just an internal investigation, a way for us to figure out what went wrong." "Just a formality?" I replied. No, I didn't mean that." Sydney popped in, almost like her sixth sense was catching a major PR failure before they happened.